Emergency broadcast transmission.
Good morning. This message is being issued in cooperation with the Department of Public Welfare, the School District Safety Board, and the Office of Federal Emergency Monitoring. All public schools within the Tri-County Education Zone are hereby suspended until further notice. Staff, students, and all non-essential personnel are instructed to remain indoors. Do not answer knocks at your door, even if you recognize the voice. Do not respond to phone calls claiming to be from school faculty. Emergency responders will verify themselves in person through a designated phrase, which will be broadcast again at the end of this message. This order is effective immediately and will remain in place until official clearance is given. At 2:41 a.m. this morning, Principal Karen Malley of Harrington Middle School placed a 911 call from within the school building. Her report was brief, and most of the audio has since been rendered unusable due to intense static interference. What could be transcribed includes the following. I already left. I already went home. I don't know who that is. I can still hear them in my office. But that isn't me. Dispatchers lost contact with Principal Malley moments later. A responding officer arrived on site at 2:56 a.m. and reported no signs of forced entry. Principal Malley's car was found in the lot. Her home, however, was later confirmed empty. Surveillance footage shows her entering the building at 2:39 a.m. and never leaving. However, footage from an adjacent corridor, time-stamped 2:44 a.m., clearly shows a second Principal Malley walking in the opposite direction. For clarity, there are now two separate video feeds from two distinct angles showing Principal Malley in two different parts of the school at the exact same time. This is not a prank. This is not a hoax. All staff members at Harrington Middle School are now considered unaccounted for. Attempts to contact their cell phones result in either a persistent tone or, in two cases, a disturbing auditory anomaly, described by technicians as guttural, mimicry-based feedback. No external video or photo evidence taken from inside the building after 2:30 a.m. has been recoverable. Every image, even those uploaded to personal cloud storage, now returns blank or distorted frames with unrecognizable figures. At approximately 3:05 a.m., the school intercom system, which had not been in use since March, began transmitting a live announcement. The voice identified itself as Vice Principal Darren Fry. However, Vice Principal Fry's body was recovered from inside his locked vehicle at 3:12 a.m., several miles away. He had died of blunt force trauma. His cell phone, still unlocked and active in his hand, displayed an ongoing call to the Harrington main line, duration 27 minutes. Witnesses near the school have reported lights flickering on and off, rhythmic tapping sounds, and voices resembling loved ones calling from dark windows. These reports are not to be investigated. It is critical that you do not approach the school. By 3:30 a.m., additional staff were reported at multiple locations across the district, in convenience stores, gas stations, and drive-thrus. Each claimed to be going home early or trying to get somewhere safe. Surveillance footage collected from these businesses displays significant abnormalities. The individuals appear physically consistent with their known identities, but close analysis reveals irregular blinking patterns, slight jaw dislocations, and a tendency to speak in looping, fragmented sentences. In one instance, a teacher responded to a clerk's casual question, "How are you today?" with a 47-second monologue that repeated the phrase, "If that wasn't me, who was it? If that wasn't me, who was it?" There was no reaction to being asked to repeat herself. She continued smiling until authorities arrived. Upon approach, she calmly stepped into the store's walk-in freezer and closed the door behind her. When opened moments later, the freezer was empty. Forensics reports suggest no physical entry or exit path. We believe this is part of a larger pattern. Audio logs from school security dispatch contain further unsettling references. Guards on duty mentioned hearing staff members whispering from behind lockers, from supply closets, from sealed rooms. In one incident, a janitor refused to enter the science wing after allegedly seeing himself watching from behind a fire extinguisher case. Quote, "It smiled at me, but I wasn't smiling. I wasn't even looking. I hadn't even turned my head yet." The janitor has not been seen since. Repeated behavior patterns are beginning to emerge. The entities, if they are entities, exhibit certain rules or habits. Most notably, they seem to remain active only when unobserved directly. They manifest in recordings, in photos, in mirrored surfaces. They use the voice and mannerisms of the people they replace, but not with perfect accuracy. There are always small things wrong. Too eager to smile. Too still. Too willing to stare for just a little too long. If you are a parent and have received a phone call from school staff during the night, do not respond. Authorities have received dozens of recordings of messages allegedly left by school personnel, all of which end with the same phrase, "You forgot to pick me up, but that's okay. I found someone else." Again, no matter who the voice claims to be, do not go to the school. This is not an isolated occurrence. We now have reason to believe this may be the third documented event of its kind. However, this is the first time the mimicking behavior has extended beyond the school perimeter. Officials from the Department of Emergency Pattern Recognition are currently investigating other districts for possible infiltration. You may experience communication from individuals who appear normal but are not. They may show up at your front door, at your work, even inside your home. They will not always arrive violently. They will sometimes ask to come in. They will often say, "It's okay. You already said I could stay." You did not. Further instructions will follow. In the meantime, verify the presence of all members in your household. Ask a question only the real person would know. Make them answer fully. Watch their face when they speak. Look for tremors in the jaw, strain in the voice, unnatural delays in blinking. Do not accept partial answers. Do not accept silence. Do not accept yourself if you have not looked in a mirror since this message began. If that wasn't you, who was it?